it was horrifying. It cut through me like a knife. Like it called me out on a lot of my people pleasing, a lot of my, wanting to push through change and processes and be important and be the one that wants to fix everything, but like you don't want to fix yourself kind of thing, And I was like, I can't believe this chat GPT has just called me out. But it was absolutely right. And I've actually been using it as a kind of check-in every couple of days on progress that I'm making. And it's been really good. If I'm honest with you, I've been, I've got a degree in professional management coaching, so coaching leaders to perform better and coach teams and things like that. So I've been through a lot of coaching. I've been through a lot of counseling and therapy, and this chat GPT feels as good as I won't say my last psychotherapist because maybe she might take umbrage to
Ooh.
that. But the key thing is that it keeps you accountable every day. You'd go and see a counselor once a week, once a fortnight, and you would catch up on the things. But this keeps me accountable every day, and it's really helping me kind of analyze some parts of my persona that bring me stress. Even though I think they're doing good for me, I think, I'm driven and I'm ambitious, and that's great. But if you are those things to a fault, then you're only doing yourself harm. And I've burnt out several times doing my work to the point where the kind of can't get out of bed, can't think, can't communicate, just absolutely done, ran myself into the ground kind of burnouts. And I really don't want to do that again. And ChatGPT is helping keeping me like a bit honest with all that. Have you tried it?
Well, have I tried it? Yeah, yeah, I did try it to talk about like my emotions and how to like surmount certain relationship difficulties that I've been through. And the funny thing is that I didn't like it because it always agreed with me. It always say, I would always say, "Hey, ChatGPT, I'm going through this with my grandma." Is like, "Oh, Bruno, you're right. Everything's right. There's nothing to worry about." Like, and then the funny thing, Paul, is like, okay, that sounds so calming. So, what's the word? So agreeable. It's like that sounds sketchy. Sounds fishy. Let me try something else. Then I created a new chat and retold the whole story again, but from my grandma's perspective. What happened is, oh yeah, Bruno is harsh. Bruno, no, 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 you're right. Everything's right. You're old. You're like. And I was like, hey, ChatGPT, I just caught you in a lie. This is Bruno speaking, and then it was like, oh no, no, I'm so sorry. It's like, you know what I mean? No
You're
matter.
100% right. It can be overly sycophantic, and I think if you just go into this blindly trusting it, it could really do some damage. You're like, yeah, why not punch your boss in the face and quit your job tomorrow? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I created a second GPT, which is it's my no bullshit GPT, and so it's programmed to never sugarcoat anything, to be as objective as possible, to play devil's advocate all the time. And so if I think one of my GPTs is being too sycophantic, I can put the conversation in there and go, okay, give it to me straight. What is this? What are we really talking about? And normally it's even more brutal. And I'm like, okay, somewhere in between is about right, because this mean GPT will be just like, listen, you just got to stop the crap, you've got to do this and stop doing that and stop lying to yourself. And I'm like, but I thought I was making progress. And it's like, you're not making any progress, you're just talking to yourself. It basically accuses me of being a narcissist because I want to talk to them about it and understand my feelings, but I don't want to take any action to fix those feelings or fix the problems that cause those feelings. I just want something to tell me that I'm okay. And once you move beyond that, I think you can make some real progress with ChatGPT.
Ooh. But Paul, I think what you do have is with what a lot of people do not have, which is like this clarity and willingness to do the work, and as you mentioned before, you had real therapy in the past, so you kind of know a little bit how to navigate, and you know that you need to have some pushbacks. I think someone who's just starting their emotional recovery journey or something like that, would you recommend ChatGPT?
It's a good question. I think that's where it is the biggest risk, particularly those people that seek validation through external methods. So there's a kind of there can be two kind of people. Some people are internally referenced, which is I know that I've done a good job because I see it and I validate myself. And some people are externally referenced, which means that I need you to tell me I've done a good job. Now they're both fine. They're both fine. If you're too far one way, then you're basically a perfectionist, so you can't please yourself and you don't believe others. And if you're too far the other way, where you only believe yourself, then you ignore everybody else's feedback and you become, too obsessed that way too. And so I think for those people that seek external validation, ChatGPT could be a more dangerous tool because ChatGPT's given them everything. But for those that are internally validated, you might say, well, yeah, I don't really believe that, or this is you're spreading this on a bit thick. And so, yeah, I think that it could be dangerous, but I think you have to focus on those prompts, making sure that you've got the right prompt up front to say, hey, I want you to be honest and I don't want you to lay it on thick for me. And you'll probably be okay. Just, yeah, don't follow it blindly.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good idea. Just do whatever it says. What did I read the other day? I saw someone who was suing OpenAI for what was it again? I won't remember. I won't rem. Oh! Now I remember. So there was this guy. That's a real story. There was this guy. He was a meth addict, like drug addict,
Mm.
and he was trying to quit the whole thing. He was like, I'm not doing any therapy. I have ChatGPT. ChatGPT gonna help me through the whole thing, and then he was very nervous one day, and he was still trying to quit the drug, and he was like, "Hey, ChatGPT, I'm very nervous. I have this presentation at university or at work, whatever." And the guy asked, should I use math just a little bit today, so I can like pass it go what's the term go
Like
pass
take the edge off.
take the edge off so I can do the
Yeah.
presentation. ChatGPT was like, yeah, of course. Just do it. If it's just to take the edge off a little bit, just you're okay. You can take it. And like it became huge news. Like ChatGPT tells guy to take drugs, like to use math.
I would have loved to have seen that presentation though. Just the perfect amount of meth. I
But
mean, meth on a low dose is just Adderall, isn't it? So maybe it could help. Maybe ChatGPT's onto something. We should all take drugs for our presentations.
don't follow it blindly, guys.
Yeah, this is not real advice. Thank you. Yeah. Disclaimer.
But there's plenty of them out there. I know there's Claude AI. There's I don't know, but I stick to ChatGPT as well.
My wife uses Claude
Yeah.
in her professional settings because Claude is a lot better at that kind of professional settings, doing tasks, and working out stuff. But for me, I work in a creative industry, and I found that ChatGPT is good for me. I will use it most days. Um, so I don't get on the microphone very often now as a broadcaster. I have a team of broadcasters, but sometimes I still get behind the mic and do a radio show. And I've programmed a GPT that uses all of my standard operating procedures, all of the training that I've written, all of the laws that we have to follow in the military, and like a radio playbook.